Yes, you have read the title correctly. The Doors 2023 Survive Jeff the Killer badge might actually have a chance of becoming obtainable again after so many years. So one of the most famous unobtainable badges in Doors right now might actually have a chance of being re-added to the game for you to obtain. And this is especially strange because for years we had a pretty definitive answer saying that this was not going to happen. The achievement you could only get by beating super hard mode during original 2023 April Fool's event is the Survival Jeff the Killer badge, and if you didn't play Doors back then, you've probably seen this achievement without being actually having any way of earning it yourself, and there's a reason for that. It hasn't been obtainable since April 2023, but recently a Doors developer Q&A has created a very interesting possibility, because according to a recent answer from Jasper, a Doors developer, old seasonal achievements could potentially return during future events, and this raises one obvious question. Could Survive Jeff the Killer finally become obtainable again? And if so, could potentially other exclusive badges be re-added into the game, like Survive the Draco Bloxers or the Hunt event? I will continue on that after some backstory. On April 1st, 2023, Doors released its first April Fool's event. The update introduced a special version of the hotel, which was called Super Hard Mode, and this wasn't just normal Doors with slightly stronger entities. Now, the developers basically turned the hotel into a giant joke designed to destroy you and humiliate you, and the update introduced 5 major new threats: Jeff the Killer, Greed, Subspace Strip Mine, Banana Peel, and the Evil Key. There were also 3 special items: the Mini Shield Potion, the Shield Potion, and probably the most ridiculous one, the Holy Hand Grenade. There was actually a reason to put yourself through all of this, because if you managed to complete super hard mode during the original event, you received an exclusive achievement, Survive the Jeff the Killer, with the description "that was a weird dream." And this is where the badge we're talking about today actually comes from. So, super hard mode released on April 1st, 2023, but the event didn't last very long. By April 9th, the special elevators had been removed from public lobbies, and Survive the Jeff the Killer became unobtainable, so if you didn't complete super hard mode during that original period, you missed your chance. And even though super hard mode itself actually came back, the achievement didn't. You can still play super hard mode today through the vision system, but completing it won't give you the Survive the Jeff the Killer badge, and this wasn't just something players assumed would stay exclusive. At one point somebody actually asked Lightning Splash about it, and they asked if super hard mode could come back and give them the achievement again because they missed their chance in 2023, and his response was pretty definitive: 2023 badges are locked to 2023, and that's final. So recently, the Doors community news account, the Doors News, reported answers from a Q&A with Jasper, and somebody asked 2 very important questions. First, have the developers considered adding seasonal challenges? And second, could those challenges allow players to get legacy badges again? According to the reported answer from Jasper, past seasonal badges could return during future events, such as April Fools, giving players around 2 weeks to earn them. That sentence changes the entire conversation, because what the old position was is that the 2023 badges were locked to 2023, and now we're hearing that the past seasonal badges could potentially return. That still does not mean Survive the Jeff the Killer has been confirmed to return. I want to make that extremely clear. There has been no announcement saying Survive the Jeff the Killer is becoming obtainable again. There is no confirmed dates, there is no confirmed event, and we don't know exactly which seasonal achievements Jasper was referring to. But for the first time, there is at least a realistic reason to discuss old seasonal achievements becoming obtainable again. And another recent answer makes this even more interesting. In a separate Q&A question, Jasper was asked about achievements affecting the upcoming changes, and according to the reported answer, certain old achievements will be moved into a new category called Legacy. And achievements in this category will no longer count towards getting 100% achievement progression, but that makes sense if you really think about it. Doors has been around since 2022. There are achievements connected to old events that newer players simply cannot obtain. So if the game wants to properly track somebody reaching 100% achievement completion, permanently unobtainable achievements create a problem. A legacy category gives the developers a way around that. Like the old achievements can still exist, players who earned them can still keep them, but somebody who started Doors years later wouldn't necessarily be prevented from 100%ing the game. And now combine that with the other answer, legacy achievements existing, plus past seasonal achievements potentially returning temporarily, could mean Doors is changing how it handles limited time achievements. And now we get into the big question. Does any of this actually mean Survival the Jeff the Killer is coming back? Right now, no, but at least not officially. There is still no confirmation that this specific achievement will return, but I think there are a few possibilities. The first possibility is that it stays unobtainable forever. The original L/Splash statements specifically said the 2023 achievement was locked to 2023. Jasper saying that some past seasonal achievements could return doesn't automatically cancel that statement for every badge. Survival the Jeff the Killer could simply be excluded. And considering how iconic the achievement has become, the developers might want to preserve its exclusivity. The second possibility is that Super Hard Mode appears in another event, but rewards something completely different. That would allow newer players to experience the mode without bringing back the original achievement. And the third possibility is the one everybody is going to be talking about. The original Survival the Jeff the Killer badge could become obtainable for a limited period, maybe during future April Fool's events. If Jasper's idea of all seasonal achievements returning for around 2 weeks actually gets implemented, this is exactly the sort of badge players would immediately start asking about. But would bringing it back be a good idea? And I think this is where the community would probably be divided. Imagine you're somebody who earned this badge back in April 2023. You played during that tiny original window, you survived Super Hard Mode when the event was actually happening, and for more than 3 years you'd had an achievement that newer players couldn't obtain. Then suddenly everybody gets an opportunity. Some original players would probably feel like their achievement became less special. And I understand that. Limited achievements are basically proof that you were there. But there is another side to this. A huge number of current Doors players started playing after April 2023. They never even had the opportunity to get this badge, and allowing an old event achievement to return for something like 2 weeks wouldn't necessarily make it easy to obtain. It would still be limited, but you'd still have to beat the challenge, you'd get another very small opportunity to do it, so I can see an argument for both sides. So, after looking at everything we currently know, here's the safest answer. It might, but it has not been confirmed. Survival the Jeff the Killer became unobtainable on April 9th, 2023. L/Splash later specifically said that the badge was locked to 2023. Super Hard Mode itself eventually returned and currently exists as a vision, but completing it doesn't award you the original achievement. And now, according to a recently reported developer Q&A, Jasper has said that past seasonal achievements could potentially return during future events, with something like a 2-week period. That is a real change from what people previously understood. But until L/Splash officially says Survival the Jeff the Killer is returning, don't treat it as confirmed. For now, this is a possibility. And honestly, that's already pretty huge, because a few years ago the answer seemed to be an absolute no. Now the door is at least slightly open. So I want to know what you think. Is Survival the Jeff the Killer coming back? Would you try to get it? And do you think limited Doors achievements should eventually return? Or should players who earned them during the original events be the only people who can ever own them? Let me know down in the comments, and subscribe if you want more Doors news, badge guides, and update videos. Because if this legacy achievement system actually happens, there will be a lot of old Doors content worth talking about again. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.